So I did mention Google Keyword Planner. So this is a real nice kind of counterpart tool to Google Search Console. Again, provided by Google. It's free, essentially. You kind of go through like ads.google.com to get to it, but it is a free tool. But I would say this is, compared to a lot of stuff out there, this is kind of like the source. This is where a lot of stuff is ultimately like funneling through. Is where people are getting stuff. And, what can you do with it? Well, we can kind of play around here, but essentially you can kind of plug in ideas, create plans, and then ultimately use those if you're, let's say, an agency or doing some advertising to plug into campaigns you're doing, or, maybe just use it to get some ideas on, what you should focus your content with, or do straight up keyword research, just to redo the SEO on a website. So what I almost always do is I use it a lot more for when I'm trying to figure out what might be the keywords to target. Again, do something kind of mundane and predictable that will get some results. Optimization. Did I spell that right?
It's kind of small, but it looks like it. I also use Google Keyword Planner if I need to research a long list of keywords, because it can handle things like commas in between keywords, or if you have a bunch of keywords on like in a bunch of different rows or cells in Excel, it's easy to just copy and paste into there, and it'll give you like longer lists of keywords per screen. Whereas in SEMrush, you do kind of have to put in one at a time if you're doing individual keyword research.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it is great here. We can kind of see all these different types of ideas. They make it easy if you want to broaden your search. You can see things, this is where a lot of those cues are coming to some of these other tools about, competition, average monthly searches, bid and cost per click estimates and things like that. That's super helpful. And this is kind of a newer feature here. So the ability to refine those keywords as a tool, this is actually really nice. So I like this because a lot of times you get, depending on the type of keywords, you could have just like thousands of keywords that fit a topic and they're going to be all over the place. But there might be some variations. You talked about that a little bit earlier, Sarah, variations on the keywords. Some might be good variations that you want to explore around that topic, and some of them might be completely inappropriate. So, for instance, like if I was not at all interested in SEO as it relates to a specific brand that provides that service or something like that, maybe if I'm interested in this keyword of a search engine optimization for my own company or my own brand, I might not want to see or get information on, and especially if I'm not doing competitor research. So if I just want to find keywords that might be best to represent for my company, hey, look at this. I can see brand or non-brand, right? So if I'm not interested in brands, I can start ruling some of these out. I'm not interested in, these kinds of things for that. Get rid of them. Other brands here, like Coursera, like that's a way to probably have some courses to learn about SEO. HubSpot has its own, product for that. Moz, has products and informational resources, right? So I can start pulling those out of their results, so they're not a part of this, and I can get that more fine-tuned to what I'm interested in looking at. I think that's great. The kind of realm or the kind of categorization of the service, that's pretty nice, So this allows us to really easily start to focus, the types of keywords we're looking for, and we can build that list. That's great. I appreciate you mentioning that, Sarah, like the ability to build like that list in the spreadsheet or something, because very often, for agency work, you're building these huge lists of keywords, and they're going to be pulled into other systems or channels, right? That might be Google Ads, or that might be reporting or things like that. So that's nice how that can be managed there.
Yeah, especially when you're kind of going into it blind and you're like, I don't even know what these keywords are supposed to be. And then you can type in SEO, search engine optimization, SEO and content, and you can put in, I think, like 10 of them, just like brain lint keywords, and then see what comes out of that. And what you might find is that there's an area of that group of keywords that you haven't even explored yet, and Google Keyword Planner tends to find those little niche areas of things and deliver you those results a lot quicker and easier, more streamlined.
Exactly. And you can, filter or fine tune the type of keyword information, the volume, the amount of searches on that based on geographical components or language, things like that. You can see the difference between mobile and other traffic. So, behavior is certainly different based on the channel and the platform that people are searching on. So it's important to be able to see that information. So that is, in a nutshell, that's this Google Keyword Planner. Honestly, like out of all the two that I mentioned, like it's probably the one that I use most consistently. Like it's always a part of a project. Sometimes you just want to check. Does it have any downsides or anything? I feel like it's such a fixture in the space that it doesn't necessarily always need much love by Google. Like people are going to use it regardless, and I feel like sometimes that can be problematic.
Also, one thing to note is you can only get it if you have Google Ads running. So it is seen as a pair to running Google Ads, but a lot of people do use it for SEO. But as far as I know, there's no way to actually just pay for Keyword Planner. I think you have to have ads running to use it regardless.
Maybe just create like a free account up, so like have like an actual ads account where you don't necessarily have to have like an actual ad campaign going, but you essentially like you register for it, right? Like you're like, hey, and that's like a separate portal. So once you got that, that's where you would go and you log in and it's just available.
Hi, this is Sarah from Denverdata Web. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and subscribe for future digital strategy chats. You can also visit our website at denverdata.com or find us on social media at Denverdata Web.